Hey Sandra, where are we?
Muncho Lake.
So we're at Muncho Lake, one of North America's largest lakes, and it is the rock and the silt that sparkles in the water that gives us this green emerald look. And we are at the Muncho Lake Motel Hotel. They even have float planes for fishing charters, as you can see over there, and there is a campsite here. We have not investigated the campsite. It looks like they have power, and it's wonderful view, this wonderful day. Noisy ram, but yeah, I mean, we don't remember the drive from Muncho Lake to Liard whatsoever, but we remember the lodge here. We actually stopped, and again, it was just a flyby thing. It was 5 minutes here, so we are going to get Bella out. We're going to bring her down to the water, I think, and we're going to get a coffee and see what their pastries are like here. So this is the Muncho Lake Hotel Motel. We're not quite sure what it is. I didn't really read it. There's a lot of cabins around the back. It's a magnificent building, but you got a couple of Swiss flags around as well, so I think it's owned by a Swiss person. But yeah, and there's the Swiss flag up there that I was talking about. And there's Fred and Oasis. We're going to get Bella out shortly. So it is the Northern Rockies Lodge, Hotel and Dining Room. Well, it's always kind of interesting to get a coffee in these little places. That's a large, which is a regular medium, $5.50. But I always ask, I'm not a big generic brand. I always say Van Hook because I don't like Van Hook coffee, but they said it's nice coffee. It's good coffee, don't get me wrong, it's really good coffee, but again, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you're paying the prices. You know, burgers are $20 odd. I think they're $19.50 through $25 for a burger and fries, but again, it's a spectacular view. Does that justify the prices? But you're in the middle of nowhere, and you've got to just enjoy the way that the life rolls. We just spoke to a couple. I think their rig is actually just there, from North Carolina, which is interesting because we spoke to somebody from South Carolina yesterday in Watson Lake, and we're just talking about fuel costs, and we have not done a US trip since COVID whatsoever, and he said that fuel in Canada is double the price, which we already knew that fuel was expensive in Canada, and it's if you go to the US, which we frequently did, but I'm hoping as of November this year, once everyone's calmed down, we're going to start flowing back in and out of the US. But beautiful day, beautiful trip. We're going to head off to Stone Mtn. I apologize for the noise in this video and having to turn it right down. Sandra stuck the video outside of the window and got into the slipstream, and yes, we got a lot of wind noise. So what is she talking about here? She is looking down Muncho Lake at the views down at the very end where the mountains are. I'm just rabbiting on right now because realistically I have forgotten all about the information that's on here. What I do remember is you're right down at the water level, and the drive is amazing. This green lake is beautiful. Having listened to what Sandra was talking about in the video and listening intently to see if I can get anything out of it, what she's talking about is the landslides that happen between Liard Hot Springs and Muncho Lake. They are identified here, as you can see, by the orange cones on the side of the road. The road crews she was praising, they were working, we guess, 24/7 or definitely 18 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week to maintain this road and make sure that it stayed open, as it is a critical landline for most people that are doing the highway. The views are still spectacular, and you have these open areas that we couldn't figure out how to drive onto, but it looked like you could have a great
It's not the
lookout.
best angle because I'm trying to take it from the passenger side of the truck, but this is what we have been seeing.
There's a thing here, let's see what they talk about. Well, unfortunately, this has become my best friend. I don't know what happened. I just took that video of me having a coffee. I literally stopped that video and it just ran out my nose. I have no clue what's going on. I've slowed it right down now. It's been maybe 10 minutes. Just trying to keep my head level. I don't know what's going on. Like Sandra said, once we get to cell reception, I have to call my doctor back at home and just let them know what's going on, and we'll see what the deal is. Yeah, it's very strange. It's not really, I mean, it's warm, it's dry, it's not dusty today, we're on paved roads, so I don't know. Bella's sort of curious because I have this nose peg on me, but I'm so glad that I actually kept this from the hospital. It helps. Trying to keep myself occupied on this one, so I am driving still. You know, nothing seems to be coming past this. I don't seem to be swallowing lots of it, so we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, it's interesting. Never ever had a nosebleed in my life, and now this is my 5th one. Yesterday was fine. Did the hot springs do anything? I don't think so. Sandra seems to think it's the sulfur, but I mean, it loosened everything up, but I didn't really blow any stuff out because I know I've been hesitant right now. So I don't know. I'll keep you updated. Excuse this from now on. I know it's funny, but hey, you gotta do what's gotta do.
So the Northern Rockies Stone Sheep Trail. I'll take a photo of it as well, and that way I can explain it a little bit better later on.
This is wonderful Sandra taking in the wonderful view, the sun, and the green lake.
The mountain. Here we are coming to Toad River, and to our left is the runway. Yes, it is grass, and we are driving this way.
And if the runway runs out, it goes straight on the road.
So they have 2 options. Mostly their airport.
Look at the sign.
And Toad River, here we are. Woohoo! Here we go. Another bridge. For some reason, I don't know, we like doing this, but whatever. We're nuts. We're insane, crazy.
I do remember this bridge for some reason. We were just saying that it's kind of interesting that we don't remember anything of this trip, but we are going backwards. Not quite sure what this animal is. He's let his head down for a few seconds. Oh! It's a baby moose. It is a baby moose. No, it's a caribou. It is a caribou. Oh my God. This is a moose running down the road. This is amazing. So we are at the Summit Lake campground. We stayed here last night. I'll give you a walk around tonight. Forgot to do it. We are going to do the Summit Peak Trail right there. We don't know how far we're going to go. The objective is that. The primary objective is to clear this tree line and just get a view. It is 10:35 right now, and we are going to see where it takes us. We are armed to the teeth. Bear bangers, bear spray, knife, whistle, and I've got my Garmin InReach. Sandra also has her bear spray. Her whistle is on the bra strap of her top, and she has her knife as well. So turn around. Oh, we've both got our.
Whistle?
Oh, she's going to tell you.
My whistle, bear spray. I don't have banders because we don't. Andy carries them. Got my mosquito for my.
Mosquito net for her head, and her
I
knife.
got my knife, and we have water, granola bars, first aid kit, and everything else. Things we need
In a backpack.
something-
And stuff for Bella. We got water.
And water for Bella, or something like that, and food for Bella.
Yeah, food for Bella, water for Bella, and her boots as well. So
And Bella also has her
she
bear
has a
belt.
bear bell on and her harness.
Bella came-
Currently at 1457 meters, and the billy goat up there with 2 broken legs is leading the way. We're not sure if that peak over there is the top of Stone Mountain, but there's a viewpoint up here somewhere. But I just thought I'd show a video here because my daughter Abby would just say, yeah, she's been playing us all of her time. Look at her. Mountain goat, Bella. Not sure if you picked that up, but we were currently at 1457 meters, and we'd climbed from the campground to this point 700 meters. Bella was really enjoying it. The hike is absolutely spectacular. Up to this point, we'd actually just came out of the tree line, and the wind picked up really badly, and I nearly lost my hat. Just down there is the campground, the valley that we've followed where this tree line is at the bottom of the picture, and then our wonderful view over the top of the ridges looking back towards Muncho Lake. As you can tell, Stone Mountain has its wonderful name because of this wonderful stone. So we have made it in an hour and 10 minutes to 1528 meters. And this is how high we're going, and the reason why is this rock is really sharp, and the grass is getting real thin now as we go around the trail, hence the name Stone Mountain. The big issue here was Bella's paws. We do have boots for her. If we put them on, her nails wouldn't work and she wouldn't be able to grip, so we were worried that she would slip.
It is fairly steep going down.
Yeah.
Because it's quite steep in certain areas going up, so we just want to be safe for all of us.
So speaking for myself, as an old fuddy-duddy, definitely not in shape and out of breath, So this is actually McDonald Lake. I did get it wrong. Muncho Lake is quite a bit further north of here. Looking down here again on the campground, Summit Lake, through the valley, up to McDonald Lake, and down through Stone Mtn Provincial Park. There are some hikes on the other side, as you can see there's some motorized trails up there, but we didn't actually explore that. I'm going to try my best to pinpoint our trailer right about there, not the best, right on that sort of horseshoe area there, Fred and Oasis. Absolutely beautiful, and the Alaska Highway in the backdrop. With the wind, it's going to be really hard to explain, but we've come along this trail on the other side of this edge here. Came along the other side of this edge, dropped off to the other side of this one, and then you can see where the stone sort of wall is here. We went all the way down to refocus. Sort of those look like 3 trees right here, and then we dropped down that gully, and then we followed the tree line all the way down to where that river is. So that's our trail tomorrow. We're going to follow the Alaska Highway all the way somewhere over there. Long drive tomorrow. Yes. Not sure if you're going to be able to hear me. I'll throw my voice a little bit. There's a nice climb. A little bit unfit to do the rest. But again, the rock is really, really sharp. I think Sandra cut herself right on the joint here, just a little bit. But Bella's just never going to survive this bit. So apparently it's a 5-hour round trip. I did Sandra say we were at 1 hour and 10 minutes. So we still have another 1 hour and 15 minutes to make it to the top and then back down, obviously. So, beautiful backdrop over there. Sorry for the wind. Awesome. Well, Bunny, we did it. Well, we did something. We don't know what we did, but we did it.
We did a huge hike.
Well, it's 1 p.m. and we're back down. So what was that, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
2.5 hours. And a whole trip. It was nice. Now let's go find that lake and freeze and go in that water. Yes. So I just want to give you a quick overview of our awning that Sandra came up with a theory for when we were in Whitehorse. And this was to take the 10 by 10 pop-up tent mosquito screen and see if we could attach it to the Foxwing 270. You can see we're in sun mode because it's been pretty hot here and bright. So we've taken one of the sides and we elevated it with a second set of poles. And we used clamps around the poles. So let me show you. So we have a clamp right there, and we've put them in the center, in the top, and I don't know if you'll see that one on the bottom. Now, it's quite a bit windy here, so there is a gap at the top. Now you can see them hanging there. It's quite funny actually. We use them as well to hold the top of the fly sheet to the top of the awning, but because the wind is so strong here, it just blows them off. But we're saving probably 95% of the bugs from coming in to our shelter. And again, on the far side here, it still comes around that 90 degrees by the sink. You can see at the bottom it's not doing too well because the sink is out, but it works quite well. Just see one of those other clips up there just hanging around. But Sandra's just making tea for us.
And I'll be sad to go home, but I'll be glad. The only reason I'll be glad to be home because of the freaking mosquitoes. They are just insane. We've gone through, hang on one sec, I'll show you.
We here they're not really mosquitoes in this place, but they are black flies as well.
So we have gone through 1 can of, it's called an area spray. So you spray it around the perimeter,
so all the way around here. That stuff works really well.
Or else what I do is on the zipper, spray it on a few inches on either side. So when you come in and out, they're not going to be attacked. We've gone already through one of deep woods and little tiny ones that fit in your pocket when you're hiking. So we've gone through a lot of bug spray. I've made a solution for Bella that is peppermint, 1 or 2 peppermint and lavender oil with a lot of water to put it on her because they've been attacking her, especially around her face. So that helps them out. They'll land on her, but they won't bite her. So.
And then we've gone through coils. Bought a whole pile of those mosquito coils, and they've worked pretty good as well. But here the wind's been pretty good that it just blows them through. And what they try and get in through the screen here, they just stop. So it's not been too bad inside of here. In Whitehorse, we had this and we had it all clamped up at the top. Worked like a dream. It kept them all out. But we were in the trees and there was no wind. But here, there's a lot of wind. Blows them off the top, but it stops the bugs from coming in. They're like black flies, but they don't seem to bite us at the moment, but they just blow through.
The mosquitoes are really bad at nighttime. They are just swarming like the bushes, the truck. Last night went to go get something out the truck, and I don't know, it was like they all came here because they knew we were here, and mosquitoes are loving me.
This is a late video, I apologize. We've just had downtime for the last couple of days. We've been at Stone Mtn Provincial Park. Yeah, there's bugs, it's first thing in the morning. It's been a nice park, park I've wanted to come to since we came here in 2019. And you can't see it now, but over our shoulder was the hike that we did yesterday. But this is the park. It's right on the lake. Sorry, I just watch where I'm stepping. Beautiful lake, swimmable, fishable, paddleboard. We didn't do that. It was a bit windy. The wind's head on, so from the north to the south, I would say, because we're heading south. But the mountains are amazing here. It's probably a 30-site campground. Can't remember. And I got all excited yesterday over that moose running down the road. Of course the moose was running down the road. You could see it in the video. It was kind of hilarious. But the problem was Sandra had mentioned to me I don't know if you can see there's a yellow sign just behind me, but she saw something weird down there and couldn't understand what was going on, and the car was going super slow. And then we could hear the clackety clack of its hooves, and I ran to this berm that's just over my shoulder here to take a picture of it. And of course, you know, comments are always the funniest thing in the world, and I'm like, there's a moose running down the road. But anyway, that's the road that it came running down. It was kind of funny. But there are a few hikes. You can hike up and over this hill, you can walk around the lake, and you can do the hike that we did yesterday, up to the top of Stone Mtn. But yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Again, it's hit and miss with who you get to sleep with. You can't choose your neighbors, right? If we show you over here, this is where we were situated. So that's our spot there. We packed up last night, which was really great for us because it decided to tinkle with rain just before we went to bed, and then in the middle of the night. So this is the site. This is the day use area right here, and there is a boat launch. Yeah, this is the kids that you can't choose. Not that we have kids anymore, and not that I wasn't probably the worst kid in the world, that's for sure. And the boat launch is just there, and it's a beautiful spot. Some great backdrops here, that's for sure. Well, that's just the quick intro of where we stayed for the last 2 nights. We are heading south now, back to Vancouver. We've got 3 days of travel. We're not sure what we're going to see because we're going backwards, and things seem to be totally different going this way. So let's go and explore.